Alright everyone, it's Voodoo51292, and today is Monday, July the 27th, sorry, not July, June the 27th, of 2011, and that means that it is time for another channel update, where I will go over with you what I did last week, and also talking about the week coming up, what I am planning on doing. Talking about last week. By the way, this channel update is for today, Monday, June the 27th through Sunday, July the 3rd of 2011. So, last week, what I did. Last week, the game that I played was Duke Nukem Forever on the Xbox 360. By the time this video is up, all of those videos will be up and in a playlist for you to go check out. An interesting playthrough, to be sure. I didn't think the game was nearly as bad as people were saying it was. Some of the parts I do get extremely frustrated though, so you might find that pretty funny. Some of the boss fights and things I get really frustrated and angry and rage a little bit, but you know, what are you going to do? But anyway, the campaign is up right now for you to watch and enjoy, so go check that out. Also last week, I did a couple of videos. I believe they were on Wednesday. The first thing I did was actually write up guidelines for myself as far as the scores for my game reviews, because I noticed some of my scores were out of proportion with one another, and some games weren't getting a fair score from me because I had no written guidelines as to what constitutes a game in the 5s and the 6s and the 7s, things like that. So I went ahead and wrote up each of my ranges for my scores and wrote guidelines to score. That way that everything will be in proportion from here on out. If you hear a baby screaming, that's my baby niece. She's in town for the week. So anyway, I wrote those scores up and I made a video and put it first in my game review playlist, explaining those rules and guidelines for my score. So be sure to go check that out because it's really useful information and it'll give you guys a good idea of my scores in the future and what they truly mean to me. That they're not just random numbers, but that they have guidelines attached to them. So go check that video out if you are interested at all in my game reviews because it's very good. The next thing I did right after that video was my first game review using those new guidelines, and that was Infamous 2. And that is also up, obviously, in the playlist and on the channel. So go check out my Infamous 2 review if you're interested in that game. So that's basically what I did last week. And now let's go ahead and talk about this week, what's coming up. And the first thing I want to address is the major release that I had planned on playing this week, which was Fear 3. And if you remember from last week, I did not have any of my games back to Gamefly on the game's release day for Gamefly, which was Monday, which was the day before the official release. And I was scared this was going to happen, and it actually did wind up happening where, as we all know from the problems I had getting Homefront from Gamefly, if you do not have an open slot to receive a game on release day, what happens is that Gamefly sends all of their games out pretty much on their release day to people who have it in their queue and who have an open slot to receive a game. And basically they send them all out on that day and they don't have any left to send out after. And they have to wait for copies to get back. So unfortunately today is now, like I said, Monday, June the 27th, a week later, and they still have not even shipped Fear 3 yet. Because I had Infamous 2 and Duke Nukem both out on Fear 3's release, so all their copies are basically out right now. I'm hoping that they get a bunch of them back soon, and they can send me one, because obviously they haven't shipped one yet, and once they ship it, I have to wait another 2 days to receive it. So hopefully they ship it soon, like tomorrow or Wednesday, so I can play it. Because I don't have any major releases to play other than that. So when that gets shipped or whatever, I may make a midweek update letting everyone know that it's been shipped and talking about what I've done this week. But it's okay that I don't have it yet because I do have other things to do this week that aren't mainstream releases, but they're things that I want to do. And it's a few things, actually. The first thing that I'm going to be starting today is going to be finally the Honest Arts DLC from Fallout New Vegas. If you've been following along, you know why it's taken me so long. A, because I have Fallout on the PS3. I only had the PS3 back in Christmas of last year. So I have it for the PS3. Obviously, the DLC was delayed for a week or two because of the PSN being down. Then when it went back up, it was actually a day or two before I was supposed to leave on vacation. I think it was the day before I was supposed to leave, and I sat down and tried to play it, but there was a bug that basically when you downloaded the DLC, it downloaded two separate things on your game data utility on the PS3, which was the DLC for the United States and the DLC for Canada for some reason. And apparently it was bugged out where the file for the DLC for Canada messed with it and for some reason wiped out all the downloadable content on your game. So when I would go into the menu and go to downloadable content, I didn't have Honest Hearts or the Classic Pack, which is something I got for buying the game at GameStop, some extra items and things. None of that was available because it wiped it, and I didn't know what the problem was at the time. So I said, screw it, I went on vacation, and on vacation I read some blogs, found out about this bug with the Canada file or whatever on the game data. I came home, deleted it, the Canada file, and now everything, the DLCs are now popping up in my main menu. But then, of course, I had other games to play, the Infamous 2 and Duke Nukem, but now, finally, I'm going to get around to playing it. So that's what I'm going to be starting tonight, and that might be my main content for the week. Now, I said last week that the Old World Blues DLC might come out tomorrow, Tuesday. And I was saying that because it was stated that that DLC was supposed to come out this June, and since tomorrow's the last release date in June, I said it will probably come out tomorrow. Well, that's not going to happen now because they've pushed the game to July. The official release date's been released by Bethesda. It's now July the 19th. So that's okay with me because it gives me time now to play Honest Hearts and not get behind on the DLCs. So that is not coming out tomorrow. Like I said, it might last week. So Honest Hearts, also tomorrow there is a new release for Call of Duty Black Ops. It is the Annihilation map pack. Again, the standard map pack of 4 maps, 4 multiplayer maps and a zombie map, which I will be checking out. I'm not like super hyped for it or anything because again, Black Ops is kind of worn off on me. I haven't touched the game in like a month. So I'm sure I'm going to be absolutely terrible, really bad, and, you know, getting horrible KDs or whatever. I don't really care. Honestly, I just want to play the maps, see how they are. I was not really impressed with the Escalation map pack. I didn't think those maps were very good at all. So I'm hoping these maps are better. The zombie map, which I actually have no footage of on my channel because I normally don't play the zombie mode because it's fun, but it's just not really my thing. The zombie map for this pack actually looks pretty good. I forgot what it's called, El something. It's like an old Spanish temple ruin or something like that. So I may actually do my first zombie gameplay for that map pack. I don't know, but again, it's $15 or I think it's like 800 Microsoft points, or whatever, because Microsoft is too cool to actually use money. So people, I see all the time, well, this costs this many Microsoft points. I'm like, I don't know what that means. How much money is that? That's all I care about. So, but anyway, so that's coming out tomorrow. There will be Annihilation map pack gameplay to do, and also I need to do Duke Nukem Forever multiplayer on Xbox Live. I need to check that out and see how it is so that I can do my game review for Duke Nukem. So that will probably also be this week. So if I do all of that stuff and still have leftover time, there's also the LA Noire DLC content, the 2 DLC cases that I got, which was the Consoles Car Traffic case, which is the PS3 exclusive case, and then the Naked City and Badge Pursuit Challenge, which were a special included package, which I did not know about until I picked the game up for pre-ordering it at GameStop. So I have those DLCs to play. I know that there is another DLC for purchase out for LA Noire right now, which I might look into at a later date. So that's my plans for this week. Honest Hearts, again, will start tonight. Annihilation gameplay will be tomorrow, and I'll probably alternate between, New Vegas and Black Ops this week. And also Duke Nukem Forever multiplayer will happen as well. I'll probably play one session of that to check it out, see how it is. That way I can include it in my game review. And then we'll see what happens. When Fear 3 is released, I mean not released, but when Fear 3 is shipped to me and when I get it, I will obviously see where I stand. But keep in mind, this is really the last major release that I'm playing for a while, unless I decide to pick something up along the way just to play. Because for July and all of August, it's pretty much dead. Dead Island now looks like it's coming out September the 6th, the same day as Resistance 3, of course. So it's not in August anymore, so it looks like there's no new major releases that I'm interested in for the next 2 straight months, and they're going to be catch-up months for me. The footage you're going to see, it'll be DLCs mainly. Fallout New Vegas DLCs, maybe LA Noire, some multiplayer maybe of different games. I may take suggestions as to what you want me to do. But as far as releases that I'll be playing, those won't be filmed because, like I said before, those are going to be like catch-up releases. Gears 1 and 2, Mass Effect 1 and 2. I really need to beat Assassin's Creed Brotherhood to get ready for Revelations. That game, The Darkness, I picked up to get ready for The Darkness 2. So all of those games I'd like to play to get myself ready for all of those continuations of those series, I guess is the proper word. Anyway, grammar failure. So, yeah, I need to make up all those games, and those aren't going to be filmed. They're obviously older games, and there's no point in doing that. And it's gonna slow down my playthrough. Filming actually does slow me down playing games because, you know, I need to set the camera up, and then I need to, every time my memory's full, I need to transfer it onto my computer and, you know, all of that stuff. And considering it's older games, nobody's going to really be checking that out. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So Fear 3 is really the last major release I'm playing for a couple of months until September. Once September starts, it doesn't end until the barrage of games does not end until well into 2012. There's just so much stuff coming out at the end of the year. I can't even. Let me see if I can name the majority of them. Dead Island, Resistance 3 is coming out, Batman Arkham City, The Darkness 2, like I said, Rage is coming out, Uncharted 3, Elder Scrolls 5, Assassin's Creed Revelations. Is there anything else coming out? I'm sure there is that I'm just not thinking about right now, but that's at least 8 major releases. Modern Warfare 3 is coming out. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out in the last 3 months. So there'll be plenty of new game footage then. But something I am considering of doing, possibly in July and August if I really want to play a major release, is I may play Bulletstorm. That's a game I completely forgot about. It's a game I had to pass up right when the channel started so I could play Killzone 3. Bulletstorm got swept under the rug, but I heard really good things about Bulletstorm. And so I might pick up, rent Bulletstorm from Gamefly and do a filmed playthrough of that. Because that was, like I said, had great reviews about it, but I had to pass it up. And I just kind of remembered about it and said, wow, that's a game I wanted to check out but couldn't. So maybe I can do that. As far as catching up on my uploads, the only thing... Oh, by the way, Mortal Kombat Story Mode 2 I need to complete at some point. It's going to take me a while considering I haven't touched Mortal Kombat in a long time, and I'm at the part of the game now where it's just cheating hard, the campaign. So we'll see about that. But as far as the things I need to catch up uploading, obviously still I need to finish uploading the LA Noire footage, which is going to happen soon, like I said, because we're reaching a time now where I'm not going to be filming too much stuff, and so I can easily catch up on that and finish uploading it finally. Also, all of my Mortal Kombat Online play still needs to be uploaded. I know I'm going to just get ripped apart on those videos, and people are going to, say all kinds of bad stuff about me, but what you need to understand is obviously I'm an amateur at fighting games. I just picked them up this year. There is lag, horrendous lag on Mortal Kombat Online. It's awful. It's way worse than Marvel 3, and it's just terrible. Half the time I would do a move. Whether it would work or not, I don't know, but the point is the moves would never come out. I got to a point where in the second set my character started doing moves on the screen that I never put into my controller. Johnny Cage would throw fireballs and stuff when I never inputted a fireball command. It was very strange, and the online play is awful. Matchmaking is awful. The whole online experience for Mortal Kombat is terrible. So I need to upload those. I know people are going to rip all over them, but I don't care. They'll be up for your entertainment. If you don't want to be stupid and you just want to be entertained, that's what it's for. Also this week, I said in that my score guidelines video that I would be making 2 videos revising my scores for 2 games, for Crysis 2 and also for Brink. Those will happen this week, and I will give you my revised scores for both of those games. All my other scores will stand as they are, even though some of them may be a little off, but Crysis 2 and Brink need to be addressed. Those scores need to be reevaluated. They need to be put back into proportion with my scale, so that they're fair scores and they make sense, because they're too low right now and they're not in proportion with everything else. So those 2 will also be coming this week. So sort of an odds and ends week. Again, be sure to check out my Duke Nukem Forever playthrough. The game is actually a lot longer than I thought, simply because I had to replay so many parts, and also because the loading times on the Xbox 360 are ungodly bad. They're like 30 to 60 seconds each time you die or go to a new area. It's horrendously bad. But I would go check it out. Not a bad game, and I did have some fun playing it. And again, Fallout New Vegas Honest Hearts DLC will start tonight, and you'll start seeing those videos come up overnight. And Annihilation map pack tomorrow. So be sure to check out all the new stuff and be looking for it. And I guess that's it for this week. So I'm Voodoo51292. I will let you know when Fear 3 gets shipped and when I plan to start playing it. And we'll go from there. So I will see you this week with the footage, and I will see you next Monday with another channel update.